Hello, my loves. Welcome to episode 4 of Align and Allow, the weekly, so to say, bi-weekly, we're kind of going with the flow here as well, mini morning show, so to say. That's what you can consider it as, your little 15 to 20 minutes of value information about how to start doing less, get in alignment with the way you want to be working and the way that you want to be living. Start stepping into receiving your next level results with more abundance in your life. We're talking practical tips, mindset shifts, and techniques that will allow you to really just step into alignment across all areas of your life, create that balance that you're desiring, and really be living in the embodiment of the time freedom that you are desiring for yourself right now as you work towards achieving your next level goal. So we like to keep these short and sweet. I tried to keep them short and sweet, but as you know, your girl loves to talk. Say hello when you are hopping on. Let me know that you're here. There's a new live setup, and so I hope that I can figure out how to see your comments and everything. But we're going to do our best. I see some people hopping on now. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. So what we're going to be talking about today, as you can see from the title of this live training, is the missing piece to your vision board so that you can attract exactly what you want. So I started talking about vision boarding earlier this week. I love using vision boards in my work. It's a really powerful tool that we can really use to harness our manifestation skills, to really step into the embodiment work. Embodiment work is a huge part of achieving your next level goal and really being aware and stepping into the way that you want to be working as you work towards achieving your next level goal. So what I would really love to do is dive into what it means to actually create a vision board. We're going to be talking about the problem with vision boarding, why there might be a little bit of, not negative connotations, but you might have a particular opinion on what it means, or maybe you think it's silly, or maybe you're like, it's just kind of like a fun thing to do, like it doesn't actually change anything. And so I really want to deconstruct all of those beliefs today, do some reframes, do some mindset shifts for you, talk about the problem in general with vision boarding, why maybe it hasn't been working for you in the past, or why you have the belief that it doesn't work. And then I'm going to give you, as always, your aligned action. And that's going to be what you can step into, your fun little alignment coaching tip for this week, something that you can take action on right away and start to implement. And as always, we do that at the end. So I'm going to dive in. We always have our 3 main points that we talk about, and I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. So let's start by talking about what vision boarding is, how it works, why it works. And as I talk through this, please feel free to drop your comments, drop your questions. If you have a personalized question, you're like, okay, I've tried this before, but like, why isn't it working for me? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to be able to use this space to give you feedback, to give you some personalized hot seat coaching. That's what this community is all about. You can support each other this way by posting in the comment sections, answering to each other's comments and questions as well. So starting off with, what is vision boarding and how and why does it work? So vision boarding is the process of mapping out what it is that you are currently wanting to create in your life. And I think a lot of times this goes hand in hand with creating your New Year's resolutions. What are you doing at the beginning of the year to set up your goals? And then we think, okay, I have my goal for this next year, and now I'm going to create a vision board that exemplifies this goal. And that's all fine and good. But again, we're kind of missing some pieces if we're just kind of going off of that. So the reason vision boarding works, and the reason it's a really powerful tool to use in the process of stepping into your next level, is because we are really clearly, 1, gaining clarity in what it is that we are wanting to create in our lives. And 2, we're giving our subconscious mind that constant connection back to that. So it's not something that you necessarily have to be sitting down with on a day-to-day basis and like intentionally staring at your vision board. You can totally do that. I am 1000% guilty I just love my vision board. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to drink my coffee and I'm just going to glare at my vision board for the next 10 minutes. You can totally do that. But the power of a vision board is that your subconscious mind, if you are using the vision board in the correct way, is constantly going to be connecting back to this vision board. You're constantly going to be connecting back to the feelings of this vision board and to the alignment of what it feels like to have this lifestyle that this vision board is representing for you. So that's really the first thing. The most important part of having a vision board, and we're going to talk about this with the missing piece as well, is that you are connecting to the feelings of the kind of environment and the kind of life that you're living and the kind of person who you are, the identity of the person that you're being when you are at this next level. Okay. So a lot of the times, and we're going to go into the problem with vision boarding now, a lot of the times we don't connect to the emotions. We're not connecting to the state in which we want to be living in when we're using the vision board. We put like the new car that we want on the vision board, or the new kitchen that we want to, do and have in our renovations, or we have an image of like a business owner because we want to start our business. And oftentimes we have these pictures that represent the goals that we want to achieve, but they don't actually connect us to the feelings that we want to have when we achieve those goals, or to the identity of the person who we are being, the embodiment of who we are stepping into when we have those goals. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that's resonating with you. Hello, Tasha. Hello, Wendy. Okay, perfect. We have some questions already. I will circle back to those at the end. So if anyone just needs to stay for the main content, we can summarize it and then we'll go to a Q&A at the end. So back to one of the main issues with vision boarding and why it might not be working for you is because you're either not connecting to the emotions of what it is that you are wanting to create. So what are the feelings and the states that you are going to be creating because you are in the process of achieving this next level / and or once you are in this next level. We really want to bring the emotional state into our environment right now. And we'll talk more about why that's important in a minute. Or because you're not connecting to an identity. Like, okay, cool, it would be awesome to have, a white Porsche. Would love to have that. That's my dream car. It's on my vision board. But it doesn't feel like it belongs to you because you are currently embodying the version of yourself who drives like a beat up, car from 2002 or whatever. Like, what is the embodiment? What is the identity that you're wanting to step into with this vision board, and how can you really use the emotional aspect to connect to that? So once again, let me know if that's making sense. Okay, makes perfect sense. Perfect. So one more reason why you might be feeling resistance to vision boarding or why it hasn't worked for you is because we're not taking it seriously. We think that this is like, oh, this is like a fun exercise to like do, and it's casual, and it kind of feels like we're back in kindergarten cutting out things from newspapers or looking on Pinterest and finding the pictures. I really want to encourage you to take this really seriously in a fun and flowing way. So to really see this as a powerful tool. And when I say tool, when we're talking about manifestation, when we're talking about embodiment work, when we're talking about really connecting to our intuitive side, to our creative side, to that feminine flow, all of these things that we're doing, whether it's pulling cards, whether it's journaling, whether it's using a pendulum, whether it's doing vision boarding, all of these are simply tools that we can use to connect deeper to that, to connect deeper to our next level embodiment, to connect deeper to that next level goal, to connect deeper to ourselves, to better understand ourselves and make decisions. The idea is not to step into, oh my God, I need to have my vision board around me at all times, or I need to have my pendulum, or I need to have my oils. It's all about using them to help bridge this gap between where we are right now and where we want to go. So I really do want to encourage you to see this vision board as a really, really powerful tool. Because if you're in that energy and you really truly believe that it is that powerful tool, which it is, it's going to create a massive transformation for you because you're already in that place where you're like, yeah, this is really important. This works. I know that I'm going to create my vision board right now, and it's going to completely up-level things for me because I'm constantly reconnecting to the feeling that I want to have when I step into that next level. Plus my subconscious mind, and we can talk all day about the subconscious mind on here as well, is constantly being reminded and being triggered back to, oh yeah, this is the state that I want to be in. Oh yeah, this is how I want to feel. Oh yeah, this is what I'm currently working towards. And it feels so good, and I'm feeling it right now already. So that is what we really want to be shifting when we're talking about vision boarding, and really connecting back to the feeling, the emotions that you want to have. So let's talk about the missing piece in terms of your next step, your next aligned action, how you can shift your vision board moving forward, and really what I have come to see as one of the crucial shifts in using this and making this a powerful tool. So like I said earlier, a lot of us put our vision boards together based on, the next level goal for this year, what it is that you're working towards, whether you want the new car or the new kitchen or the house that you're moving into or the partner. And we kind of have this vision board that's based on once I have this, then I will feel this way. Like once I have the car, then I will feel successful. Once I have the partner, then I will feel love. Once I have the kitchen, then I'll feel happy. Once I've made this much money in my business, then I can feel abundant. Like we are constantly putting these goals together with an emotional state. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that in general. But if we are solely basing that emotional state off of the success of that goal, then we're missing a really crucial factor in number one, embodiment work, and number two, in manifestation. And that's where this vision board tool can really come in handy. So when we do goals, we really want our goals to be measurable and actual tangible things that we can have. And if you're in the Aligned Productivity Academy, you know this. If you're one of my clients, you know this. But when we talk about states, a lot of people are like, I want to feel happy, or I want to feel at ease, or I want to feel calm in my day-to-day life. These are all states, and it's great to connect our state with that goal, but we don't want the state itself to be a goal on its own. Because as soon as we do that, we are putting the state that we want to feel after the achievement of that goal. Does that make sense? So what we really want to do is shift into the mindset that we can have that state right now. Any emotion that you want to feel, you can feel it right now. And we could do a little exercise right now, which we're not going to do, but I'm going to just give you an example. We're already at 11 minutes and I swear to God, I'm trying to keep it short. But we could literally say, let's go back to a time where you felt really sad or really angry or really hurt by something that happened. And then you can literally go back to that moment. I don't want you to do that right now, but you could go back to that moment and really tune in to what that feels like, right? And then all of a sudden you feel that way. And we can do the same thing for a really happy memory. Like, what was the last thing that happened that made you feel so happy and so grateful? Or when was the last time that you laughed so hard like you couldn't calm yourself down? And I'm going to bet that if you went back to that moment, you would start laughing again, or you would start to feel like, oh my God, I do feel so grateful. And you bring that state back into this moment now. That is the power, not only of the subconscious mind and our imagination of being able to bring ourselves back into these states, but also the power of our emotions. And we can literally feel these states whenever we want to. We have the power to tap into that. And so when we're talking about vision boarding, that's essentially what we're doing. We are identifying what it is that we want to feel on a day-to-day basis, identifying also potentially, what is it that I want to feel or be embodying at that next level? How does life feel? How do I move through my day? And bringing it back to the present moment now with this tool of vision boarding. Let me know if you're following me on this. So basically we start to close the gap between this next level goal that you're wanting to achieve, this next level thing that you're working towards, or just in general, like, hey, I want to feel more consistently happy or grateful in my life. Okay, then let's bring it back to this moment now and create this aesthetic, create this vision board that allows you to connect back with those feelings that you want to be tapping into on a consistent basis, okay? And that's what starts to allow us to close this gap. The reason it allows us to close this gap is because we vibrate at a certain energetic frequency when we feel certain emotions. And the more positive an emotion is, like love, passion, excitement, the higher the vibrational frequency of that emotion is. And so when we think about our next level goal, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming you want to improve your life as you move forward towards your next level goal, right? So I'm assuming that your next level goal has a higher vibrational emotion where you feel more abundant, you feel more excited about things, you feel more calm, you feel more love, you feel more gratitude. And so what we want to do is start to match you at that next level's energetic frequency, which you would be living and feeling on a day-to-day basis right now in this moment. And that's how we start to close the gap. So let me know if you're following me on that. If you have any questions at all. What I want to really summarize this entire vision board episode with is the fact that we are constantly moving forward. We're constantly feeling like we need to do the next thing. And I really want to encourage you with the vision board that you are going to create with your aligned action for today, but also just with this tool in general, is to bring it back into the emotions and the feelings and the states that you want to feel on a day-to-day basis right now. We're always thinking about moving forward and what's the next thing and what's the next achievement that I want to make happen. What about just being? Like, how does it feel to just be in this moment right now? How does it feel to just tap into the beauty that's around you right now and the success that you've already created and how proud you are of yourself for how far you've come up until this point. Like, there is so much abundance already in existence for you in this moment. And to really create a vision board that allows you to feel grounded in this moment, as opposed to constantly feeling like the vision board is this far off future, event on your timeline. Again, really powerful when you're connecting it to a next level goal. But what about creating a vision board about how you want to feel right now, the emotions that you want to cultivate more in your life right now? So, what I want to give you as your aligned action for today is to create a vision board around rest. We are still in Cancer season. We have about a week left of Cancer season in the zodiac cycle. And Cancer season is really all about this rest. You can go back and watch a few of the previous episodes of Align and Allow. I've been talking about it a lot. But it's really about tapping into grounding yourself in what is home to you. Where's security? How do you feel like you can nurture yourself more? How can you slow down and create this rest and cultivate this feeling of security and calmness and just flowing through things a little bit more? So I really want to encourage you with this vision board aligned action to create your vision board around rest. And that can literally look like, what are some things that I would love to make more time for? Like maybe it's painting or playing music or listening to music or being with family or being with loved ones or just being by yourself and reading. Like, how can you cultivate a vision board that gives you an aesthetic that encourages you to tap into these things that make you feel grounded and connect you to the state that you want to be in right now? Let me know how that feels for you, because I'm going to be really honest. Every time I've done this with clients, it's really this feeling of like, oh my gosh, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to slow down. I'm allowed to create a vision board that just makes me feel really good in the moment right now. It's kind of like this sensual sanctuary of, I see my vision board and I'm just like, yeah, I get to slow down. I get to tap into the things that fill me up or that make me feel joyful or that make me feel calm and relaxed and grounded in the things that I love right now. And when you connect back to this space, again, this doesn't mean that you don't have goals that you're working towards or things that you're wanting to create right now. It's more of this encouragement and this space that allows you to get grounded in right now. Level up your vibrational frequency because you're feeling so much better as you connect with that vision board, as you see that vision board and you're like, oh, being by the water or being in nature or painting again or playing music, and really connecting to the things that are important to you right now, creating space for those things. We want to take action on the vision board as well in a way that feels good and in flow and in alignment for us. And then with that new heightened, increased vibrational energy to then go back into the work that you're doing. So let me know how that resonates with you. And if you have any questions there, I'm going to give you your aligned action and then I'm going to answer some questions that are on here. So again, you can totally go ahead and make a vision board that's connected to your next level goal, 1000%. But I really, again, encourage you to connect back to the emotions and the state that you want your vision board to evoke for you. So think about, what is my next level? What are the things I want to create? And from that, how do you want to feel? What is the state that you want to be in? How does life feel for you? How do you move through your day? If you are committed to making a vision board around rest, I love that for you. And I also encourage you to do that, especially if you've made a vision board in the past, to really shift gears and make it more about how you want to show up on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to making it about reaching and striving and achieving. Not that those things are bad, but we want to tap back in to that feminine flow and give ourselves space to be, okay? And again, if you want that, white Porsche, have that on your vision board if you want to have that on your vision board. And if it gives you a good feeling, what I have seen from time to time is you put something on your vision board and it kind of creates maybe a little bit of anxiety or stress because you're like, I still don't have that thing. I still don't have that thing. And every day you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't have that thing, right? And maybe it feels encouraging, or it's like, oh my God, it would be so great to have that thing, but it still feels like a lack situation. And so we want to turn that around and make it an abundant situation first, and then shift into, okay, now I'm achieving that next level goal, okay? So that if you have that white Porsche on your vision board, it could be like, what do you do with that white Porsche, for example? And it could be like, well, I want to drive and explore places, or I want to be in nature. So like I'm taking the car to like a hiking trail or something like that, or driving through the city and like going shopping or whatever. So what are the things that you would do when you have this goal? And then putting those things on your vision board and start to do those things right now. Because then you're going to be connecting again to that energetic frequency level that you would be at when you have the thing that you want, okay? So that's the aligned action. If you want to accept the challenge, is to make your rest vision board a little new twist on how you can be vision boarding, and again, connecting it to the emotional state you want to be in. All right, let's dive into some questions. Okay, we're at 20 minutes. I feel like we're proud of ourselves. Okay. Okay. I would love some tips on how to do it on my phone, on the buttons, not just on the screensaver. So I'm constantly seeing when I use widgets. Is that what it's called? Awesome. Yes. So I posted on my Instagram story the other day how I have set up my vision board, and I have one on my screensaver on my phone, like on the lock screen, which is great. Sometimes I'll just open my phone and want to stare at it, which is great for that subconscious mind connection. But I also use an application called Widgets, which I'm pretty sure is on every iPhone. I don't know about Androids, but I think you can download it from the Apple Store. I don't think that it's automatically on your phone. And there are tons of videos on YouTube. If you are really interested and want me to do a tutorial, I can definitely throw that together and post it in this group. But basically what it is just little buttons on your phone that you can add pictures to. So I like to have like a little vision board on my phone screen. Let me just see if I can pull it up for you. Yeah, let's see. So it kind of looks like that. And so I kind of have a second vision board that I just am constantly being connected with when I open my phone. So I can definitely do a tutorial on that if there is a desire to have that. But Widgets is kind of like a great way to up-level your phone vision board, so you're constantly reconnecting with it, again having that subconscious trigger. Okay, and then another question, or maybe not a question, what a beautiful twist on what I would normally do on my vision board, and it feels so good to focus on my deepest desires that allow me to let go of my big external goals. Totally. So again, that's kind of the point of shifting the vision board, making it a tool that allows you to feel really good, because if we don't feel good, why are we doing it, right? Okay, if there are no more questions, let me know if you are watching the replay of this, if you would like a tutorial on the whole widget situation. Like I said, I think that there's a lot of things on YouTube. I think that's how I initially found out about it. But when we can create these subconscious triggers for our subconscious mind to be picking up on, we don't need to sit and stare at the vision board. We don't need to sit and like intentionally connect with it. Of course, you definitely can, and that helps 1000%. But if we see these triggers all around us, our subconscious mind just starts connecting. Oh yeah, this is how I feel. Oh yeah, this is what I'm creating. Oh yeah, it feels like I already have this thing, right? Okay, thank you guys. Okay, perfect. Thank you all so much for joining me for episode 4 of Align and Allow. I love talking about this topic. I love talking about, tapping into rest and the season that we're in right now and our intuitive guidance. So if you have any questions about any of that, please drop them in the chat below. If you have any wishes on topics that you would like to see in this series, also drop them in the chat below. This is really for you. So if there's something specific that you would like, even if you're the only person, you're like, no one else wants to hear about this, if you want to hear about it, you will get a personalized episode. So please drop it below. And I'm so happy to make sure that the content that you're getting on here is personalized to exactly what you are looking for. So that is all for Align and Allow episode 4. If you are doing the aligned action, I would love to see your vision boards. Drop them in this group, drop them in the chat below. Let's celebrate and encourage and support each other with that. Otherwise, I wish you a lovely Wednesday and a beautiful rest of your week.